My dear students, Namaste. Good morning to you all, and also welcome to another session of our mathematics class. In the previous session, we have discussed how to represent irrational numbers on a number line. Hope you have revised well. And in today's session, we are going to study rational and irrational numbers from a different point of view. We will look at the decimal expansions of real numbers and see if we can use the expansions to distinguish between rationals and irrationals. Let's move on to the topic. Before starting the session, let's rewind the term decimal numbers. A decimal number can be defined as a number whose whole number part and the fractional part is separated by a decimal point. The dot in a decimal number is called a decimal point. Let's take an example, 17.48. In this number, 17 is called the whole number part. 8, the digits 4 and 8 together we call it as decimal part, and the dot which separates 17 and 48 is called the decimal point. This is what we have learned in the smaller classes. And in today's session, we shall divide decimal numbers into two categories. The first one is terminating and the second one is non-terminating. I repeat, the first one is terminating decimals and the second one is non-terminating decimals. Terminating decimals are those numbers which come to an end after few repetitions after decimal point. Let's take an example. 5 divided by 2 equal to 2.5. Here, the decimal expansion ends with 5, means after 5 there is no other digits. Simply, if you tell, when you divide 5 and 2, you get the remainder 0. Because of that, the decimal expansion is terminating. And the terminating decimal numbers are rational numbers. And the second category is non-terminating decimal numbers. Non-terminating decimals are those which keep on continuing after decimal point. And these non-terminating decimal numbers can be classified into two, that is recurring and non-recurring. Means non-terminating recurring and non-terminating non-recurring. Once again, non-terminating recurring and non-terminating non-recurring. Here, the term recurring we must explain. That is, recurring means repeating periodically. Let's take an example. 0.333 means when you divide 1 and 3, you are getting the decimal number as 0.333. Means when you check here, the digit 3 is repeating endlessly. So that is why it is called recurring decimals. Non-terminating recurring. Recurring meaning is repeating periodically. Means here the number 3 is repeating. Here non-terminating recurring decimals are rational numbers. Before we said terminating decimal numbers are rational numbers. And here now non-terminating recurring numbers also rational numbers. And the second category is non-recurring numbers or non-terminating non-recurring. Together we have to call, that is non-terminating non-recurring. So non-recurring means do not repeat regularly. That is the meaning of non-recurring. So the numbers are not repeating regularly like this. Here 3 is repeating, and non-recurring in the sense numbers do not repeat regularly. Consider an example, 1.101 001 0001 00001. So these type of numbers are non-recurring. Here of course 1 is repeating, 0 is also repeating, but they are not repeating periodically. Not like this one. Here numbers are repeating, but they are not repeating periodically. So this is an example of non-terminating non-recurring decimals. One more example, that is root 2, that is 1.41421, etc. And here non-terminating recurring decimals are rational numbers, and non-terminating, non-recurring decimals are irrational numbers. Once again, I repeat, non-terminating, recurring decimals are rational, non-terminating, non-recurring decimals are irrational. Hope it is clear. Next, we shall discuss the first question from exercise 1.3. The question is, write the following in decimal form and say what kind of decimal expansion each has. The first question is 36 divided by 100. Let's divide 36 with 100. As we know that 36 is smaller than 100, first it is 0 times 100. 0 times 100 is 0. Then we have to subtract 36 and 0. We will get the answer as 36. Again, when you check 36 is smaller than 100, means you have to put a decimal. Again, just put a 0 along with 36. So it becomes 360. 360 means approximately 100 will go 3 times. So 3 times 100 is 300. Again, let's subtract it. That is 360 minus 300. 0 minus 0 is 0. 6 minus 0 is 6. So 360 minus 300 is 60. Again, just to put one more 0, it becomes 600. So 600, 100 will go 6 times. That is 6 into 100, that is equal to 600. Now, when you subtract 600 and 600, we will get the remainder as 0. When you get the remainder 0, the division ends there. So 36 divided by 100 is equal to 0.36. So here there is no digit after 6, and the division or the decimal expansion ends with 6. So it is a terminating decimal. The next question is 1 divided by 11. So let's take divide 1 with 11. As we know that 1 is smaller than 11, it will go 0 times. So 0 times 11 is 0, and then let's subtract it 1 and 0. So we will get the answer as 1. Again, 1 is smaller than 11, then just put a decimal and put a 0. Again, 10 is smaller than 11. So we have to put a 0. 0 times 11, that is equal to 0. So 10 minus 0 we will get as again 10. Again one more 0 you have to put. So 100 we will get 100 up 11 approximately will go 9 times. That is 9 into 11. 9 into 11 is 99. Then let's go for subtraction. So 100 minus 99. 100 minus 99 we will get the answer as 1. Again, just like before we are starting with 1, means again 0 times it will go. So 10, it will not go 10 and 11 because 10 is smaller than 11. So again it is 0 times 11. 0 times 11 is 0. Then let's subtract it. That is 10 minus 0. 10 minus 0 is 10. Again one more 0 we have to put. That means 100 we have got. 11 approximately will go 9 times. So 9 into 11. 9 into 11 is 99. So let's subtract it. So we will get the remainder 1. Means again we have got the remainder 1. Means the same process will repeat. That means 0.0909 again 09 again 09 means it is repeating here. That means 1 divided by 11 is equal to 0.0909 etc. we are getting as answer. And when you check here, 09 is repeating regularly. First 2 digits 09, after that again 09. When you continue again after this 09 we will get 09 only. So 09 is repeating regularly. So 1 by 11 we can write it as 0.09, and 09 is repeating regularly. Here we have to put a bar on top of 09. So this bar means this 0 and 9, these two digits are repeating regularly. Since the digits are repeating regularly, we can say that it is a non-terminating and a repeating decimal. Move on to question number 3, that is 4 1 by 8. Here the question is in mixed fraction format. Let's convert it. That is 4 1 by 8 is equal to, we have to multiply 8 with 4 plus 1. Once again 8 into 4 plus 1. So 8 into 4 plus 1 divided by the denominator is same, that is 8. So 8 into 4 is 32. 32 plus 1 is 33. So we will get the fraction as 33 divided by 8. So let's divide it. 33 divided by 8. So 4 times 8 are 32. 8 fours are 32. So let's subtract it. That is 33 minus 32. We will get the answer as 1. Then put a decimal and put a 0 along with 1. So 1 becomes 10. Next, in 10, 8 will go one time. So 1 into 8, that is equal to 8. Then again, let's subtract it. That is 10 minus 8, we will get the answer as 2. So again, put a 0, that is 20. So 2 times 8 are 16. Let's subtract it again. That is 20 minus 16, that is equal to 4. Again, put a 0. Then 8 times 8 into 5, we will get it as 40. When you subtract it, we will get the remainder as 0. Means when you get the remainder 0, the division ends there. So 4 1 by 8 is equal to, we are getting 4.125 as decimal number. So here when you check, there is no digit after 5 and the division ends with 5. So this is a terminating decimal. Next, we shall discuss question number 4, that is 3 divided by 13. So, let's divide 3 by 13. That is, since 3 is smaller than 13, first it will go 0 times, but I am not writing here. Then again, just put a decimal and along with 3, we have to put a 0. So, 3 becomes 30. Then approximately it will go 2 times, that is 13 into 2, that is 26. When you subtract it, 26 from 30, we will get the answer as 4. Again, we have to put a 0. Approximately it will go 3 times. So 3 into 13, that is 39. When you subtract it, you will get the answer as 1. Again, put a 0. So 10. 10 is smaller than 13. It will not go. That is 0 times. We have to write 0 into 13. We will get as 0. Again, subtract it. We will get the answer as 10. Put one more 0. So 10 becomes 100. Approximately it will go 7 times. So 7 into 13. 7 into 13. We will get the answer as 91. So let's subtract 91 from 100. We will get the answer as 9. Just to put one more 0, 9 becomes 90. So when you check 6 times, it will go 6 into 13. 6 into 13, that is 78. When you subtract it, 78 from 90, we will get the answer as 12. Again, put a 0, it becomes 120. Approximately it will go 9 times, that is 9 into 13, we will get the answer as 117. Let's subtract it, that is we will get the remainder 3. Means we can stop here because we have reached from where we have started. See here 3 is our number before, so we have reached or we have got the remainder as again 3. Means the same process, this many process we have to repeat it. Means 2 3 0 7 6 9, these digits will repeat again after 9 because we have got the remainder 3. Again we have to just continue the same process. Means we can write the answer as 0.230769 etc. Means the digits 2 3 0 7 6 9 is repeating regularly. That is equal to 0.230769 bar. The bar means that 230769, these many digits are repeating regularly. Therefore, it is a non-terminating and repeating decimal. Move on to question number 2. The question is, you know that 1 by 7 is equal to 0.142857 etc. Can you predict what the decimal expansions of 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7, 5 by 7, 6 by 7 are without actually doing the long division? If so, how? Here the question is 1 by 7 answer is given to you, that is 1 by 7 is equal to 0.142857 etc. And we have to predict without actual division, we have to predict the answers of 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7, 5 by 7 and 6 by 7. Let's find out the answer. The given condition is 1 by 7 is equal to 0.142857 etc. And this 0.142857 we can write it as 1 by 7 is equal to 0.142857 bar, because this 142857 is repeating regularly. Here 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7, 5 by 7 and 6 by 7 can be expressed as 2 into 1 by 7, 3 into 1 by 7, 4 into 1 by 7, 5 into 1 by 7 and 6 into 1 by 7. Simply what we have done is we are just separating 1 by 7 from each of the fractions. From first fraction, if you separate 1 by 7, we will get 2 into 1 by 7. When you multiply 2 into 1, 2. 2 by 7 we will get. So we separated 2. So we will get 2 into 1 by 7. And in the next fraction, we are separating 3. That means 3 into 1 by 7 will get. And continuing the process, and 6 by 7 becomes 6 into 1 by 7 when you separate 6 from 6 by 7. Next, 2 into 1 by 7 is equal to 2 into, we have got the value of 1 by 7, that is 2 into 0.142587. When you multiply it, we will get the answer as 0.285714 etc. And this we can write as 0.285714 bar, because these many digits are repeating regularly. Next, 3 into 1 by 7 we can write as 3 into 1 by 7 value we have to substitute, that is 0.142857. When you multiply it, you will get the answer as 0.428571 etc. Means 0.428571 bar, because these digits are repeating regularly. So we have to put a bar on top of these digits. Next is 4 into 1 by 7, that is equal to 4 into 1 by 7 value is 0.142857 etc. That is equal to, when you multiply, you will get the answer as 0.571428 etc. That is equal to 0.571428 bar. Again, continuing the same process, that is 5 into 1 by 7, that is equal to, substitute the value of 1 by 7, 5 into 0.142857. When you multiply it, you will get the answer as 0.714285 etc. This we can write as 0.714285 bar. And finally, 6 into 1 by 7 we can write as 6 into, just substitute the value of 1 by 7, that is 6 into 0.142857, that is equal to, when you multiply, you will get it 0.857142 etc. We can write this number as 0.857142 bar, because 857142 is repeating regularly. Next, we shall discuss question number 3. The question is, express the following in the form P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. The first question is 0.6 bar. The examination point of view, these type of questions are little bit of important questions, so you have to pay utmost care when you are calculating this type of questions. Here we have to express the decimal number, that is 0.6 bar, in the form P by Q, that means rational number form. So let's take the given number as x. X is equal to expanded form we have to write, that is 0.666 etc. Means here 6 bar is there. On top of 6 there is a bar, means 6 is repeating regularly. So we have to write the expanded form as x is equal to 0.666 etc. Label it as equation number 1. And when you check here, there is only one number or one digit is repeating, that is 6. Once again, when you check or when you observe this number, there is only one digit is repeating, that is 6. Therefore, we have to multiply both sides by 10. Here the number of zeros are represented by the number of digits which are repeating. Here only one digit is repeating, that's why 10 means along with 1 0 if you put, that is 10. So multiply both sides by 10. Then when you multiply x with 10, we will get it as 10x is equal to 0.666 etc. When you multiply with 10, there is only one digit. That means the decimal will move forward after one digit it will come. That means 6.666 etc. Label it as equation number 2. Next process is subtracting 1 from 2. So simply if you tell 2 minus 1, if you do, let's go for a rough calculation. Second equation is 10x equal to 6.666, that is written here, 10x is equal to 6.666 etc. From that we have to subtract first equation, that is x is equal to 0.666, that is written, minus x is equal to 0.666 etc. This minus sign is the symbol for subtraction. Then 10x minus x we will get as 9x, and here writes after the decimal all the digits become 0, means 6 minus 6 0, again 6 minus 6, again 6 minus 6, 6 minus 6, means after the decimal all digits are gone, then only 6 minus 0 we will get as 6. So when you subtract, you will get the equation as 9x is equal to 6. It is written here 9x is equal to 6. From here we can calculate the value of x. This 9 will move to the right, that is 6 divided by 9. That is x is equal to, when you cancel 3 here, 3 2s are 6 and 3 3s are 9. So 2 divided by 3 we will get the answer. Therefore 0.6 bar, this is the given question, 0.6 bar is equal to, its p by q form is 2 by 3. Next we shall discuss question number 2, that is 0.47 bar. Let's take the given number as x is equal to 0.47 bar. Here bar is on top of 7, means the digit 7 is repeating regularly. X is equal to 0.4777 etc. This is the expanded form. We have to label it as equation number 1. Here only one digit, that is 7, is repeating regularly. So we have to multiply 10 on both sides. When you multiply 10 with equation number 1, 10 into x, we will get as 10x equal to 0.4777 into 10. Means when you multiply 10 with this decimal number, the decimal will move forward one digit, means the decimal will come after 4. So 4.777 etc. This one label it as equation number 2. As before, let's subtract it. 1 from 2 we get, go for rough calculation. The second equation is 10x equal to 4.777 etc. And the first equation is x is equal to 0.4777 etc. This minus symbol represents the sign of subtraction. 10x minus x, that is 9x. Here when you check 7 minus 7 0, again 7 minus 7 0, 7 minus 7 0, 7 minus 4, 7 minus 4 is 3, 4 minus 0 is 4. So we have got the answer as 9x is equal to 4.3. So let's write it, 9x is equal to 4.3. From here we can calculate the value of x. X is equal to 4.3 divided by 9. Here just to multiply 10 on the numerator and denominator, so that we can remove this decimal form. So 4.3 into 10 we will get as 43 divided by 9 into 10 we will get as 90. So 43 divided by 90 is in p by q form. Therefore we can write 0.47 bar is equal to 43 divided by 90. Next, we shall discuss question number 3, that is 0.001 bar. As before, let's take the given number as x is equal to 0.001 bar. Here, bar is on top of these 3 digits 001, means these 3 digits 001 are repeating regularly. So, we can write it as 0.001, 001, etc. Let's take this as equation number 1. And here, when you observe, the 3 digits 0, 0 and 1 are repeating, means the number of digits which are repeating is 3. So we have to multiply both sides by 1000. Here you can see 3 zeros are there. These 3 zeros represents the 3 digits which are repeating. So here multiply both sides by 1000. 1000 into x, we will get it as 1000x equal to, when you multiply 1000 with this decimal number, this decimal point we have to move, or we have to move forward after 3 digits. So 1, 2, 3. Here decimal will come after 1. So 1 point, again the same digits are repeating 001, 001, etc. Let's take it as equation number 2. As before, subtract 1 from 2. Go for rough calculation. Second equation is 1000x is equal to 1.001001, etc. First equation is x is equal to 0.001001, etc. Here is the first equation. The minus sign represents the subtraction symbol. 1000x minus 1x. 1000 minus 1 is 999x equal to, here right side after decimal all digits are same 001, 001. Here also 001, 001, means when you subtract these all digits will become 0. Then left side of decimal 1 is there, here 0 is there. 1 minus 0, that is equal to 1. So let's write it, that is 999x is equal to 1. From here x we can calculate, x is equal to 1 divided by 999. Therefore 0.001 bar is equal to 1 divided by 999. This is in P by Q form. Next we shall discuss question number 4. Express 0.99999 etc. in the form P by Q. Are you surprised by your answer? Here the first part we will know how to do. Express 0.99999 in the form P by Q. When you check the given number, that is 0.999 etc., it is a number which is very close to 1. So let's go for writing it in P by Q form. Consider the number as x, that is x is equal to 0.999999 etc., and label it as equation number 1. Here when you check, there is only one digit which is repeating, that is 9. So we have to multiply 10 on both sides. 10 into x we will get as 10x, and 0.999 into 10 means we have to move forward the decimal point, means the decimal point will come after one digit. After 9 the decimal point will come, that is 9.9999 etc. Label it as equation number 2. So as before, we have to subtract 1 from 2. Go for the rough calculation. Second equation is 10x is equal to 9.99 etc. And first equation x is equal to 0.99 etc. When you subtract 9 minus 9, 0. Here also 9 minus 9, 9 minus 9, 9 minus 9, and here also 9 minus 9. So all these digits becomes 0. And on the left of the decimal, 9 minus 0. 9 minus 0 is 9. So we can write the given statement as 9x is equal to 9. That is x is equal to 9 by 9. 9 by 9 is 1. X is equal to 1. Here now we are going to write the answer for the second part. That is, are you surprised by your answer? As I have mentioned before, the given number 0.999 etc. is a number which is very close to 1. I have mentioned in the beginning of the question. Now we have got the answer also as 1. So the difference between 1 and 0.99999 is 0.000001, which is very negligible, very small number. Therefore, we can conclude that 0.9999 is too much near to 1. Therefore, 1 as the answer can be justified. Next, we shall discuss question number 5. Question is, what can the maximum number of digits in the recurring block of digits in the decimal expansion of 1 by 17? Perform the division to check your answer. Here the question is, we have to write or we have to guess the maximum number of digits in the recurring block of digits in the decimal expansion of 1 by 17. Means when you calculate 1 by 17, how many digits are recurring or how many digits are repeating, that you have to guess first. And then you have to do the actual calculation, means you have to calculate the value of 1 by 17 by performing the actual division, and you have to verify or you have to check your answer with the number which you have guessed already. So this question you will do it as homework. And next question, question number 6. Look at several examples of rational numbers in the form p by q, where p and q are integers with no common factors other than 1 and having terminating decimal representations. Can you guess what property q must satisfy? Here, the question is saying about the rational numbers which is in the form p by q. You have to take several examples of rational numbers which is in the form p by q, and that rational numbers, when you divide, you must get a terminating decimal, and you have to observe the denominators of those rational numbers, and you have to guess the property that the denominators must satisfy. Once again, you have to write some examples of rational numbers that is in the form p by q, and when you divide it you should get a terminating decimal, and you have to observe the denominators of those rational numbers which you have written, and you have to guess the common property q must satisfy or the denominator must satisfy. So let's take some examples. First one is 1 by 2. 1 by 2, when you divide you will get 0.5. 0.5 is a terminating decimal because no digit is repeating and there is no other digit after 5. So 0.5 is a terminating decimal. And when you check the denominator is 2. This 2 we can write it as 2 power 1. Next example is 7 by 8. 7 by 8, when you divide you will get as 0.875. Here you have to do the actual calculation on your notebook. Here I have not shown the calculation part. So 7 by 8 you have to divide it in your notebook, and then you will get the answer as 0.875. It is a terminating decimal. And when you check the denominator is 8. This 8 we can write it as 2 power 3 because 2 cube is 8. Next example is 4 by 5. 4 by 5 also when you divide you will get it as 0.8. You have to perform the actual division in your notebook. So 4 by 5 is equal to 0.8. 0.8 is a terminating decimal. And when you check the denominator is 5. 5 we can write it as 5 power 1. And next one, 1 by 10. I have taken here the next rational number, that is 1 by 10. When you divide it, you are getting the answer as 0.1. 0.1 is a terminating decimal and the denominator is 10. 10 we can write it as 2 into 5 or 2 power 1 into 5 power 1. Both are same. Q we can write it as 2 into 5. So when you observe this Q, we can say in the first case it is 2 power 1, second case it is 2 power 3, third case it is 5, and in the fourth case it is both 2 and 5. So the common property what we observe is all the denominators are either 2 or its power. Here 2 power 1 was there, 2 power 3 was there. 5 or its power. Here 5 power 1 was there, or a combination of both. Here you can check 2 and 5 together. So this is the common property. All the denominators are either 2 or its power, 5 or its power, or a combination of both. This is our conclusion. Next we shall discuss question number 7. The question is, write 3 numbers whose decimal expansions are non-terminating and non-recurring. The beginning of the lesson we have already discussed that irrational numbers are non-terminating and non-recurring. Here we are asked to write 3 numbers whose decimal expansions are non-terminating and non-recurring. Means we have to write 3 irrational numbers. That is enough because irrational numbers are non-terminating and non-recurring. So the all irrational numbers are non-terminating and non-recurring, that we have already discussed. Examples: when we write root 2 is equal to 1.41421, then root 3, this is also an irrational number, decimal form is 1.73205. If you know the decimal expansions, you write, or else you can simply write root 2 and root 3. But if you by heart and keep the decimal expansions of root 2 and root 3, it will be good for you when you go for higher classes. And the third example is root of 101. This is also an irrational number. Next question, question number 8. Find 3 different irrational numbers between the rational numbers 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. Here, 2 rational numbers are given to you, 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. We have to write 3 irrational numbers which is in between 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. So, first of all, we have to divide 5 by 7 and 9 by 11, and we have to find the decimal form. So, let's convert 5 by 7 and 9 by 11 into decimal form. You have to divide actual division. Here I did not include the actual division, but in your notebook, when you send the notebook copies, it must be done in your notebook. You have to divide 5 by 7. When you divide 5 by 7, 5 and 7, you will get 0.714285. I repeat, please simply don't copy this answer. You have to do it in your notebook. Then next one, 9 by 11, if you divide, you will get the answer as 0.818181, etc. Then we have to write 2 irrational numbers which is in between 0.714285 and 0.818181, etc. So the irrational numbers are, the first one is 0.73073007300073, etc. How we have to write this one? In the sense, when you look at the given two decimal numbers, that is 0.714, the first 3 digits I am taking 714, that is the first 3 digits of first number, and the second number, if you check the first 3 digits, that is 0.818. Means you have to write some numbers between 0.714 and 0.818. Means I am taking first as 0.730. Clearly 0.730 is between 714 and 818. So 730 I have written. We have to write non-terminating, non-recurring. Means non-terminating means it just keep on going, but non-recurring means the numbers will not repeat periodically. So 730 I have written, and next values are 7300. One more 0 I have added, and next set 73000. One more 0 I have added, and 73 next step if you write 400000. So etc. I am putting is enough. Once again, in the first set I have taken 730, then next set 7300 I have taken, then next set 73000 I have taken 3 zeros, and it goes on continuing. So this is the format that is non-terminating and non-recurring. And next one I'm taking, that is 740. I'm taking 740. Again 2 more 0 we have to add, 7400. Again 1 more 0, that is 74000. Next 740000, etc. we have to put. And one more we have to write, that is the last one, 760. Again 7600. Again 76000. 76, etc. it goes. Move on to the last question of this exercise. Classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. First question, root 23. Second question, root 225. Third question, 0.3796. Fourth question, 7.478478. And the fifth question, 1.101, 001, 0001, 00001, etc. So we have to classify these 5 numbers as rational or irrational. So now you are quite familiar with these two terms, rational and irrational numbers. So please try this at home as homework. My dear students, today we have completed exercise 1.3. Hope it is clear for you all. And if you have any doubt, please note it and we will discuss it during the online session. Thank you for watching.